everybody, it's week 3 of our summer CSA share. We have a really nice box for folks this week, starting with kohlrabi. We have nice little bunches of kohlrabi this week. These actually have really nice tops, which I'm kind of surprised by. Usually brassica tops don't fare too well in this heat, but these look really nice. So these are edible tops, as well as those kohlrabi, which you're familiar with. Make sure you peel the skin off your kohlrabi. It can be a little bit bitter and tough, but that inside is nice and sweet and crunchy. Put these in a bag in your fridge for best storage. We also have green kale for everybody this week, really nice bunches. I think that early summer kale is the best for fresh eating, so enjoy this for nice kale salads while it's still kind of tender. Just like last week when you got those bunches of nice greens, you're gonna wanna keep this in a bag in your fridge. If it's a little wilty, it's hot this week, so if it gets to you and is not looking too happy, I would trim the very end of the stem off, put it in a cup of water like a bouquet in your fridge, and it should perk right up. We also have radishes for everybody this week. Some of you got these nice French breakfast radishes and others got our Easter egg radishes. You should separate the greens from the roots when you store these in your fridge. Otherwise the roots can dry out a little bit quicker, but keep those roots in a nice bag or a container in your fridge. These are just excellent for fresh eating. Slice it up with some cheddar cheese for a nice little snack. Then we have more flat leaf parsley for everybody this week. Just like that kale, it's best to keep this in a bag in your fridge or trim the bottom of the stem and put it in a cup of water in your fridge. I also put a fun recipe for a feta salsa that uses lots of fresh parsley in the newsletter. We also have red spring onions for everybody this week. These are super beautiful, great for fresh eating. You could also put them on the grill. These are a fresh onion, so you're gonna wanna put them in your fridge for best storage. A bag or a container would be best. If you need to trim the tops off to fit them into something in your fridge, that will work. Otherwise, you could just wrap them in that big bag that comes in your CSA box for best storage. We also have green beans for everybody this week. The first green beans of the summer, nice and tender and small. These were picked at just the perfect size, so they're nice and small, no huge fatties in there. These are pretty perishable. I would transfer them from your bag into a pretty breathable container in your fridge if you want them to last a while. Otherwise, they can tend to get a little bit slimy in the bag. I included some recipes for green beans in the newsletter on Friday, but you guys don't need a recipe for green beans. And then finally, we have the first zucchini of the summer for everybody available this week. These are gonna come in a paper bag in your box. I would just keep them in that bag and put them in the crisper drawer in your fridge, or if you have a warm spot in your fridge, they're gonna like that a little bit better. They are pretty sensitive to cold, so don't put them in the coldest spot of your fridge. These are great on the grill, great added to pastas or pasta salads. Enjoy the first zucchini as there's more coming. That's everything for this week. Enjoy your veggies.